over here dancing. Okay, Shokoo. Everybody hasn't met
Hello.
you yet, but can you do your popcorn dance that we do when we have a little popcorn break
Yes,
at work?
I'm
That's
just
right,
kind.
popcorn. All right, welcome Seminole State family to another research rally. It's Wednesday, it's 4 p.m., and this is what we do. And we've got a very special guest today. Oh, I'm Nicole from the library, if you haven't been here before. And I'm joined by, how could I forget?
I'm Ross from the library as well.
And we have, once again, our very special guest who we haven't seen before on this show.
Hi, everyone. This is Shokoo from the Seminole Lake Community Campus Library.
Yes.
Hello.
Okay, and Shokoo actually was on one of the shows last summer, but she was on chat at the time and working. We had Jason on there and Paula and everything, and we were doing our what's that telethon where people call in and you see everybody like at the phones? Oh, look, phone. The old person here with a fake phone like this. Okay, I know it's just like this.
Yeah,
okay.
I think it was the first research rally that we had.
Okay, yes. And so Shokoo is one of the librarians here at the Sanford Lake Mary campus, along with I'm a librarian and also Ross is a librarian. And if you've tuned in before, you've probably noticed that someone's missing right now. Who's missing?
Information, Jason.
Oh, let's pull in a little bit of Jason energy. Okay. So
that worked.
Yeah, that worked. So like busy librarians do, we are often found helping students. And Jason right now is answering the call, just like last week. He was on the show and he was on a chat. So this is what we do here. If students need us in the moment, we answer the call. And actually right now, Shokoo is on chat, but since she's our special guest for our research rally today to talk about academic writer starring APA style.
Yes.
We got Ross, the librarian over here.
On
chat.
I'm on chat.
Yeah. So if you were gonna chat, don't hesitate to chat because we got people here to help you out.
We got you covered.
Thank you, Ross.
Yeah. So if you're watching live and you want to comment, you're logged into your YouTube account, go ahead and comment and let us know if you are working on anything today. Because yes, we are going to talk about academic writer featuring APA style. Okay. Not everybody is using APA style right now. Ross, what are some of the classes that use MLA instead of APA? Usually
typically you're going to run into MLA in things like your English courses, humanities courses. They typically use MLA. Almost everybody else uses either APA or maybe even Chicago style, but APA is one of the more commonly used styles in the world, not just in school, but in a lot of the publications and stuff. A lot of people use APA.
Okay. But today, as we're getting a grand tour of Academic Writer, which is basically a database. It's in our database list at the library. It's a database where you have a bunch of different functions that help you write and cite in APA style. Now, Shokoo is going to get a little bit further into that right here in just a moment. But before we dig into that, let me go ahead and go to the Seminole State College website. Okay. And then under Campus Life, Student Essentials.
Or Student Support.
Oh, under Student Support, there's a link to
we're
the
under
library.
Both. Yeah, we're under both.
Wonderful. So whichever place you get to first. And I'm going to click on the library. And we see our library homepage here. And right in this blue bar, there is a link called Databases. Now, Academic Writer, it is a database, but it's not like a database where we go find research articles, scholarly articles. It's a functional database, but it's still in this databases list. Okay, so if you're looking for it, you'll find it there. It's right there at the top because it's A and C. But if you needed to search by letter or if you needed to type the name of the database, you have that. Is it not showing in my stream? Oh, I know why.
Oh, it probably opened in a new window.
Yes.
I do that all the time.
Okay. Hold on. Tab. Blah, blah, blah. Open. Will it? No. Open link in new tab. Oh, it failed. All right. Do you have
to see mine?
Yeah. Do you have your whole screen? Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Ross. Woo.
So this is what happens when you click that database button.
Me.
So in this databases list, we have 138 unique databases that all do different things, and we're just going to look at one of those today.
Okay.
So it's found
Right.
right here alphabetically. There's
Okay.
that. Oh, it's really tiny. I should probably make it larger so you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
But there is our academic writer tool. There it was. There it is.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
And can you once again go back and show the library home screen so
yes,
we
how
can
we
make
got
sure?
there from
Yeah.
this databases page. We click on that. That's going to take us directly to this A to Z list of all the different options we have available to us. And we're specifically looking at that academic writer tool today. So you'll find it alphabetically right there.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So, Shokoo, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? I know you haven't been on the show in forever.
Oh,
So,
sure.
okay. So I'm going to highlight you here. Go ahead and tell the audience who you are, what you do here. Hi, Boss
Okay.
Man just popped in.
So,
Oh,
okay,
wow.
as I mentioned before, my name is Shokoo. I'm a research and instructional librarian here at Sanford Lake Mary Campus Library. So, and in today's session, I'm going to talk a little bit about the academic writer. So, academic writer is the only authorized online learning platform for APA style, and which is a product of American Psychological Association.
Right. That's important, Shokoo, too, because
Right,
this is the official tool made by APA. This is
exactly.
an official guide.
Yes, and in academic writer, you will find more than just template examples, tutorials, all about the APA. This tool provides user with effective writing tools such as comprehensive modules and reference creation form, all in APA format, which is very helpful for everyone that is using this tool for writing and formatting and researching in APA.
Okay. And you debriefed me, Shokoo, because you're an expert in academic writer, and I really haven't used it that much. You did make the point of, hey, this is like Ross said, the official tool, and there's so many functions that enable you to work smarter, not harder, when creating the paper in
Right.
API style. And that goes down to the formatting. And we're even going to look at the citations as well, because that's an important part. Like students do struggle with forming citations. So yes, very important. Now, I'm going to go ahead, Shokoo, and I'm going to add your screen share to the broadcast. And we'll
Okay.
take this little thing off here. So once again, this is your screen. So if you want to,
Okay.
go,
Yes.
we're
As
going down that
Ross
same path.
Yes, as Ross mentioned, the academic writer is located in our A to Z database list, and here is the academic writer. I'm going to show you how you can get access to this database. When you click on this database, you will see the homepage of academic writer. So yes, there you are. So academic writer is a very deep software. I'm not I'm not able to cover all its functionality and feature during this time frame that we have. I just want to give everybody a heads up about the different section in academic writer and show you
Perfect.
how you can use that. So if you want to just use the academic writer has three centers: learning centers, reference center, and writing center. So learning center is where you can find quick guides, tutorial, and samples all about the APA style.
And Shokoo, these are learning tools. Okay, like if you wanted to kind of brief yourself before you actually get started, or you may or choose to do this or not, but before you actually use the writing and citing functionality, these are modules and PowerPoints kind of that are going to teach you some of the different concepts. Is that right? The Learning Center?
So learning center, yes. The cool thing about the learning center is that it provides user with interactive element, and unlike the traditional instructional video that you may have to watch the entire video to get the answer that you are looking for, you can jump directly to the information that you are seeking. And this is a good point about the learning center. So for using the learning center, user don't need to make an account for using that center. However, for using the reference and writing center, they must have an APA account to be
Okay, so
able to
And
use these tools.
is that something that you can make on the site here?
Yes, and it's super
Oh, awesome.
easy. It's super easy just for creating an account. I mean, the APA account, go to the welcome and log in, and it provides you with a form. So because I already have my
yes.
credential in this browser, it's showing my username and
Mhm.
password. Otherwise, you can just click on create and form and fill out this form with your student or personal email address, and that's it. You have it.
I mean, it might be helpful. I think maybe this is obvious, but if you make the username and password maybe like your Canvas login, it's like, you know what I mean? Like make it like an obvious password. This isn't like obviously your online banking, like super duper secure. Like, I mean,
Yes,
if someone's
exactly.
hacking into your academic writer to steal your paper, I mean, like, whoo, wow, like you must be an excellent writer. So this could be maybe a less secure password, something you definitely remember, because I know that we're all heavy laden with lots of logins. So maybe using, once again, the Canvas, your school email and the Canvas password, you have to plug that in a bunch of times at
Right,
school for school stuff anyway. Okay.
right.
And you need to make that account. Once again, like Shokoo said, if you can use the Learning Center without this account. But if you want to actually write your papers in here and get the citations made in here and use that functionality, you have to make this account.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
And when you create an account, as you can see, it's addressing me by my name. And this is how I know that I have logged in with my APA account. Okay. So in Learning Center, quick guides and tutorials are very similar. They have the same format. And quick guides are basically a very short tutorial about some specific topics, such as how can I cite, for instance, journal article. And tutorials are longer one and more detailed and intensive tutorial, so something such as how can I use APA style. And samples are good for to see what a paper is going to look like when it's finished. This is specifically very helpful for those of people that they are visual learners. This is very big help for them to see what is the result of that. And this is very brief overview of the Learning Center.
Mhm.
So let's move on to the Reference Center.
Ross, were you going to say something?
Well, I was
Did
going to
you
say,
draw in a breath?
I send the sample papers to my students a lot because they're really good examples of what the final product should look like. And I have a lot of students who are really unsure when they're getting started. So if they can see like what it should look like, oh, okay, well, this is not so bad. I just need to copy this format. Like that's all we're doing here, really.
Exactly, yes. This is a great feature for them.
Mhm.
And Reference Center is where that you can add or create references, and you will then later can add these references in your paper.
Mhm.
So you have two options in this tab. You can go to the references if you already have some, or add references. When you click add references, as you can see, there are more than 200 templates that from the different reference type that you can choose from, and starting making a reference for that particular reference type that you are citing in your paper. As you can see, there is a different source type: periodical, software, social media, and so on.
So this is a big long list. I know I can hear Ross laughing because he's like, this might be overwhelming to some students, even like us. Like,
It's just about every example you could possibly think of.
which is a good
Every
thing.
example,
It is.
right?
It is a good thing.
But
Right.
you might need some guidance. Or Shokoo, I know you showed me this awesome trick before. You could probably narrow in on like what sources, but show us that thing where it tells you.
Let's say that you're writing a paper and you use a journal article to back up the point that you're writing in your paper, and you want to cite that source in your paper. And that source is a journal article. All you have to do, just go to the proper reference type that you are using and click on that, in this case journal article. And as you
And
can see, everything is pre-formatted and predefined for you. So there is no need to worry about the spacing or formatting or sizing or
Mhm.
margin and indentation and so on. Everything is set up for you. And the only thing that you need to do, just fill out this form. Okay?
hey, Shokoo, if someone was uncertain if their source is in fact a journal article, can't
Okay,
they
good
click on
question.
that little
Yes.
information bubble? Can you show them like
Great
okay.
question. Most of the time, students are not sure what type of material they are using, or this is a journal article, this is a magazine article, and how they can find this information here. So when you go, as you can see, in front of each term or terminology or concept, there is a question mark. Whenever you click on this question mark, it will provide you with a very description about this concept and also leads you to the learning tab to get more detailed information about that.
Yeah, so if a student's putting in the reference and they like, I'm pretty sure it's a journal article, but I'm not 100% sure, they could click on that little I next to the term, like the title, like name of reference, and it would explain it in words, which is great. And then if they need to see an example, then they would click on,
Yeah.
it takes them here. I forget what the name of the link was, but it was like, see an example here, or this is what a journal. Okay. And then when they're at this page, they could say, this is the information about how to tell if something is a journal article, a journal article.
Yeah.
Joking.
So yes, as you can see, as I mentioned before, you can see there is an interactive element that if you want to know about just the title, there is no need to complete all of these steps to get to the title. Okay, you can just jump into any information that you are looking for. Let's say I want to get overview about the journal article. And as you can see, it provides you with the detail that you want and the elements that you have to mention in your citation. Okay.
Yeah.
And sometimes students are not sure where they can find the author information or the publication date and the title. So as you can see, here is some interactive element that you can just click on that and it shows you what is that. This is the source that this particular article has published on that, or
Yeah.
this
So
is
this
the
is an image.
publication date.
Yeah, and this is the image of an actual
Mhm.
journal article. And then once again, like as Shokoo is showing us, these different numbers show which piece of information from the journal article matches which type of information from the citation. Because one of the big stumbling blocks for students is because they don't look at this stuff all the time. It's not like hard, but it's just something if you're not used to looking for it and like identifying the information, it's like, well, what is the journal title? Because you need the journal title, you need the article title. Those are two separate things.
Mm.
This is the area that's going to explain that to you,
Exactly.
and so on and so forth.
And as you
Mhm.
notice, always there is a help bar, let's call it help bar, at the top of this page. If you want to learn more from the publication manual, you can just click on that. Or if you embedded this link somewhere for your professor and so on, you are able to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can,
Do we
okay,
want to go show like, okay, if you were going to write a paper now, Shokoo, since you already have an account for Academic Writer, you can write papers and add your references here. You already have references in your account. Is that
yes,
correct? Because
yes,
you
that's right.
use it. Okay.
Yes.
And okay.
And let's move on to the right center. Right center, it's kind of the core center of this software. This is the heart of this center. This is where that everything that you have learned in Learning Center and every references that you have added in reference section come together. Okay, this is where that you can start your paper in Academic Writer. You have the option to go to my paper if you already have, or writing a new paper. And as you can see, also like the reference section, you will provide it with 12 or nine different template for different paper, and it's based on your assignment requirement or the paper that you are doing research for. The only thing that you need to do, just choose the proper for paper, for example this one, and it's ask you this is for a student assignment or professional manuscript. And the only difference between these two is that a student assignment does not include a running head, author note, abstract, keyboard, and so on.
So this, it will actually help you format out, like if you're doing like an argumentative paper, it's gonna, this software or this platform, Academic Writer, is gonna coach you through
Yes,
formulating it at
yes,
whatever different type of paper it is. So that's another honestly huge benefit, because like that's huge. I mean, it'll coach you literally through the APA, because APA format is not just about citations. It's not just about the spacing, which is important. And I know anyone watching, if you've been graded on the APA paper, your professor will often take off points if you don't have the spacing and the margins correct. So that's important. But another aspect of APA and MLA for that matter is literally like how the writing is set up. And this platform coaches you through that, which is awesome.
yes. It's kind of set up everything that you need to consider when you are writing an APA paper. So I just click on the assignment, a student assignment. You need to write your paper article here and start writing, and don't worry about this title. So because you always have the option to come back and change this title, you are not going like down in this step, and start writing. And here is the environment that you are going to start writing your paper. And everything, as I mentioned earlier, everything has set up for you for this particular paper, which is a reaction paper. There is no need to be worried about the indentations, font size, or spacing, and so on. Everything has set up for you.
And that's also huge, because that's something that is so tedious. And whether you do it, I usually coach students to do it after they write the paper, because to me, sometimes if you do it before and then you start writing, it can mess up XYZ. But other people have other ways. But with this software, with this platform, you don't even have to worry about that. It's going to take care of that. And that step can be so tedious and annoying when you're in the throes of like finishing work to turn in. Yes, this is super helpful. And Ross, I've muted your mic because your keyboard typing for me was very ASMR, but I didn't want it to drown out Shokoo's voice. So just letting you know,
I thought I had muted myself already. Sorry, I got to check.
No, it's okay. It's okay. We're busy here. We answer the call, get on that keyboard and let, yes. All right, and turn it back over to Shokoo.
Yes, this is very similar to the Word environment, and you can see there is a toolbar formatting here, and it's very similar. As I mentioned earlier, you can back to the title page and change whatever you want from here, and about the author, title, and so on. Here is the body of my paper that you can add the content that you are writing about your topic, and you are able to add new section, references. When you click on the reference, it shows you a different option. You can create reference from here, or you can go directly to the references that you have already added to reference section. So here is the list of my references that I have already added. And let's say that I want to add this one, and this one. I use these 3 articles to back up my point in my paper. So, and just add to the paper. And it shows you here that it's saved, and add to your paper. And if you want to see a preview of the work that you are working on, that just go to the preview tab, and there you are. This is the title of this paper. This is the body of that. And here is the reference section. And as you can see, everything is set up and good to go. And the other feature that I want to mention is about the export tool, that you can email this paper to yourself, or you can download it either in Word or PDF format.
Okay. And what format do students usually have to upload a paper to Canvas if they're submitting a paper in Canvas?
So in the class that I'm embedded librarian on, that professor prefers to get the Word document because
Word
he
document.
is
Okay.
able to put some notes or feedback the paper that they are doing.
Yeah.
Okay, so students could get that type of copy here, Word or PDF. So maybe you'd even like download the Word to send off. You can download the PDF to save to your computer as a backup. Although if you have you have an account, you're an academic writer, your papers are saved in academic writer, right?
Yes. Or
Mhm.
every 45 seconds, everything that you are doing, it's going to save in your account.
Okay. And just a reminder, we keep mentioning it, but this is for academic writers for APA style. So if you're currently in classes or classes use MLA style, I don't know if this would help you so much. I mean, I don't know the nuanced difference between MLA and APA. Like I couldn't like list it off right now for you. They're minor, but still, you probably won't want to use this now. But in future classes, or if you transfer to a 4-year institution like UCF, which we have direct connect for here at Seminole State, or UF, or anywhere else you go, like Ross said way earlier today, you're going to use APA. It's the most common. So if you're used to MLA, you'll have to switch it up a little bit, but it's not a huge departure, right? It's not that
Yeah.
different.
All citation styles use the same information. You're going to have
Okay.
to identify the authors and the title and the book, all that stuff. It's all the same information that you need. It's just the way it's formatted and the order that changes a little bit.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
So as I mentioned, this was a very brief overview of this powerful tool, but feel free to reach out to your librarian to get more information about this platform.
Yeah. And I'm going to make a banner here because if someone wanted to contact you directly, Shokoo, they'd be more than welcome to. So
Yes.
Shokoo's email is sabets@seminolestate.edu. And I also threw up in the comments, if you ever need help with APA or academic writer, you can chat with a librarian.
Yes.
Okay. So we have a tiny URL here, sem.st/lib chat. We also have the option for you to make an appointment. sem.st/lib-appts. Okay. So there's lots of different ways to reach us, whatever you're working on. Oops, no, I want to hide that right now. And once again, I mean, if you're not a Seminole State student, or maybe if you're a Seminole State student, but you have to take a semester off, you wouldn't have access to because we pay, your tuition dollars essentially pay for this tool. If you're at a different institution, definitely look in your institution's library's database list, because maybe they have an account subscription to it and you can make a free account. There probably is a pay for, like, if you're not associated with the institution, or once again, like I don't know what it costs for that. Are you Googling that right now, Ross?
Well, and the APA has some stuff for free on their website. If you just go to like apastyle.org or whatever it is.
You right now, or are you?
Sure, I have it. Well,
it's all weird looking.
Yeah, I don't think I think
okay.
I think I messed that up.
Okay, no problem. But okay, so there are some free resources, but if you're here and you're enrolled, academic writer is a great tool to use for sure. All right, so okay. Hello, Yadilis. Credit for this event. I'll pull up Radar Connect and we can plug you in. I don't have a fancy URL to send you to click on, because I'll tell you why. Because you know who usually does it. Yeah, and he's not here today, so we didn't make that fancy URL. But Yadilis, I will go ahead. I have your name here, so I'm going to plug you into Radar Connect and make sure you get that credit. If anybody else that's watching needs credit, go ahead and shout out in the comments, or you can even chat us. Remember, SEM here. Let me throw up this little banner here. Yeah, you can chat us. So if you're watching today but you're not logged into your YouTube to comment, go ahead and chat us, and we'll get you in to make sure you get your credit.
Yeah.
So is there any, like, what's your last final convincing pitch, Shokoo, to tell students, hey, listen, you need to try Academic Writer? What would you tell a student today?
So I think so with Academic Writer, a student no longer need to spend countless hours for researching and formatting their paper, because this wonderful tool simplifies the process and the way that they need to take to complete an APA formatted paper.
Yeah,
I mean,
I agree. Like, I think nowadays citation is gotten so, it's just a formula that we're following, right? So there's so many tools available to us now to help us work out that formula that we really just need to get good at identifying the information. And as long as we know how to spot the authors and the date and the title and all that stuff, the formula is pretty easy. And tools like this, they will really help usher you into that process.
Yeah.
So
And to guide them to every step that they need to take.
yeah, so if you use a tool like this, it's kind of hard to mess it up. It's great.
Yeah,
awesome.
exactly.
So before we go, I want to thank our Seminole State family for joining us. I want to thank viewers from across the globe for joining us if you're watching live or on the replay. And one more thing, Ross, I'm really digging your 80s movie vibe lighting situation you have going on today.
I think I need your help with that.
Okay, that's fine. No, it's a look. It's a look, and I like it. All right, thanks again for joining us today.
Thank you, everyone.
Right,
We are done.
Bye.
Bye.